your old pal Jackhammer Mike with another lame video. I thought I'd do something a little different today, kind of break up the monotony. If I'm going to do one of these things every day, it's going to suck to look at the same old boring shit every day. And who wants to see my mug anyway? So here's the scoop. Before I get into a couple of things here. I was basically off at 1 today due to lack of work. And I was lucky enough to be able to go into the office and work on a couple of estimates and get a couple more hours in, which was good. Bullshit around with my bosses. And I'm more prepared than they are, and they're Mormons. But it's funny because, I mean, they're learning from me and I'm learning a little bit from them. You know, I'm really curious and really want to know about the Mormon faith and what they say about, you know, them storing food and all. And then also, how do they protect it? You know, what is a church? You know, if they go to Sunday mass, church, I don't know what you call it, but, you know, Sunday morning, all these guys, it's all family day. It's no business, no nothing on Sundays. And, you know, when they go to church, I mean, he's not a minister, a pastor. I don't know what they are. I'm not religious, so I don't know. But does the guy stand up there and talk about Jesus and all? And then also, hey, make sure your weapons are zeroed. Make sure they're clean. Make sure you got plenty of ammo, plenty of mags. I don't know. But I'm always curious about that, and you know, always asking and trying to find out things. They don't sit up there and tell them to clean their weapons and all that other stuff, but they do tell them, you know, they're over, because they go to classes, you know, or not so much classes, but gatherings, you know, like on Wednesdays or something, and, you know, get-togethers and things like that, and they're all, you know, talking about, you know, it's your duty as a husband to protect, you know, your supplies. So, anyway, I got to sit around and bullshit with them for a little while. But here's what I found out today, or what I've seen today. We have basically all our restaurants is all shut down. You could tell big time that the traffic on the freeway, and this is to right now at well, this was about 4:45. This is obscene, unheard of. Yeah, no, that never happens. That never happens. I mean, look at that. That's worse than 9/11. You know, there is absolutely no traffic. Everything is flowing smooth. I noticed that this morning. Everything was going good. So here's the thing. The only real things that I've been able to notice was that, you know, yeah, I was done with work at 1, where we're normally throwing in 10 to 12 hour days easy all the time. And now, no, not so much. Secondly, I went to go get my reverse osmosis tank and my storage tank. And the place here in Arizona, it is called B&R Industries. Bravo Romeo Industries. Okay. B&R is the company here that makes nothing but water softeners and reverse osmosis systems. I suspect that they send them everywhere, but here in Arizona, in the Metro Phoenix area, most of our companies out here buy their reverse osmosis and softeners from them and then rebrand them or whatever. So they have a 7-day now waiting list for reverse osmosis systems. And they that I've never seen that. You know, working here in the Valley since 1994 and buying reverse osmosis systems from them, I have never seen that. They're normally the same day if you get it in early, you know, get your order in early, or their next day. But they are 7 days out. And the reason is that they have produced over the last 2 weeks, last week they said 800 reverse osmosis systems. Okay, now, folks, purified water is not going to prevent you from getting COVID-19. It's fantastic that you're drinking filtered water, purified water. Don't think you're going to just set up a RO system and be able to filter your own water and everything else like that. You have to make quite the system to be able to do that. You're better off with some carbon filters and just pour your water through the carbon filters, and that's going to take care of pretty much most of what you need to have done. Reverse osmosis system only works when you have pressure, and you have to have it, I think, around 45 to 50 psi minimum to get a reverse osmosis to work. It has to push that water once it goes through the filters, which is like a fiber filter and 2 carbon filters. Then it goes through a membrane, and that membrane is where it really gets down to the nitty gritty and gets the real micro particles out, and your heavy metals and your cysts and whatever other critters are lurking around in there. It basically takes pretty much everything out. So on my reverse osmosis system, I go through the 3 filters, I go through the membrane, and then I go through a final filter, which is laced with 5 different minerals. I can't rattle them off, but the minerals actually put, not only do they are they the final filter, but they also put minerals back in the water, so it gives it a little better taste. Reverse osmosis water, if any of you ever had deionized water or distilled water, it tastes like crap. Well, for the most part, reverse osmosis water can get that way too. I don't mind it. It's never bothered me if I had just pure RO water, but I like to have that mineral filter on the top, so it's actually putting a few minerals back in the water, beneficial minerals. I believe there's calcium and magnesium. There's just 5, 6 different minerals in there. And water tastes dynamite, by the way. So there's been a big run on that, and so they're 7 days out as opposed to them being a day out or being able to do them that day. It just depends. So that's kind of crazy. A run on reverse osmosis, kind of scary. I'd like to be able to put those in. I don't know what they're doing. We haven't really gotten much in the way of calls on reverse osmosis systems, but 800 units in the last week. So that's crazy. And again, I am, slowing down at work. We all are. Most of our guys, 4 of us, were done at 1 o'clock today. I was lucky. I started at 5, so I got plenty of hours in. The other guys, not so much. And that's pretty much it. So what I want to do is let's go through a couple of news things here real quick. This is the city of Phoenix, and this is the coronavirus as of today. How many are in our state? We got 44 total cases, and they're just now starting to open up the testing facilities, and it's still taking some time to get these results. So that number is going to skyrocket, just like the numbers in the U.S. have started to climb because of the fact that they took 2 to 3 days or whatever, 24 to 48 hours to process all these things, and now you're starting to see the numbers climb. Yeah, people are going to lose their minds here in the next day or two. So we got 44 here in Arizona. I don't know what your state has got, but we've got 44. They've shut down pretty much a lot of things. Restaurants, gatherings, a bunch of other things, which leads me to that again. The freeways, the benefit to this, the freeways are unjammed, which is fantastic. I love it. But, it's kind of sad too seeing that, because you're not seeing a lot of transpo. There's not a lot of people going to work, a lot of ghost towns out there. So there's that. Corona resource. I'd seen a thing or heard rumors that the coronavirus lived on copper longer than anything else, and that was BS. And I finally got able to do the research and found that it only lasts for about 4 hours. Coronavirus can survive up to 4 hours on copper, but 24 hours on cardboard, up to 2 to 3 days on plastic and stainless steel. So listen, think about this for a minute. If it lasts up to 2 to 3 days on plastic and stainless steel, what do you think most of your restaurant equipment is made of? Even though those guys do a lot to sterilize, they have protocols and regulations that they have to go through, and they have to sterilize and clean stuff all the time, a couple times a day. But think about the stainless steel things that you might come in contact with in the public, or the plastic, or cardboard. I would imagine paper bags are the same way. Did you go to the fast food joint today? Did some pimply-faced little kid give you a bag of food and take money from you and then gave you money back? I wonder how many cooties are on that money. How many cooties are on that paper bag? That kind of sucks. And you think about it, man, you really need to get the neoprene gloves. I'm going to start wearing them every day just because, but I'm kind of, immune to this nonsense. Not so much because I'm anything special, but because I'm a plumber and I do work around copper a lot. They say that people that are, they first found out how copper's antibacterial qualities were way back. I don't have, let's see, can we get back to the... I don't see. There was one of the things that I had looked up was that they'd found in smelting plants and stuff, the people that were processing copper were not getting cholera. There was a big plague or whatever, and cholera and whatevers, and none of them, the people that were handling the copper, were getting it. So, and I deal with copper all the time, so maybe I'm special. I don't know. So anyway, all right, so here was the thing that really tripped me out today. I didn't know, but apparently there are several counties, and here's how it's going to go, folks. Oh, come on. There are 8 counties. Let's see. 6 counties in the San Francisco metro area. When they made headlines, when they announced Monday that they were ordering all their residents to shelter in place. That's huge. Because if they go that way, the rest of the country's going to go that way. And if the big cities can get away with it, then everyone else is going to follow suit. Now, the thing of it is what I saw, I think it was in this one, stricter law, sweeping proclamation. While the Bay Area is the first in the region to issue such an order, a number of states have mandated school and business closures. Stricter lockdowns could follow. Well, what they're waiting for is for somebody to start the ball rolling, and if the counties around San Francisco are doing it, and it's illegal to come out of your house, then the rest of the states are going to follow. And I kind of am at a point where I agree with them. If you can do it really quick for 14 days, then let's do it and let's just get it over with. Let's rip this Band-Aid off.
Shall we begin?
It is a game, isn't it, Mary Poppins?
Well, it depends on your point of view. You see, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun, and snap! The job's a game. And every
do what we
task
gotta
you
do, get
undertake
14 days, and then everybody get back to business.
Cake, a laugh,
All right?
a spree.
The only problem
It's very
is
clear
that they had said that they are not going to completely lock everyone down. You can still go outside. You can still go walk your dog. You can go to the grocery store if you have to. They recommend you don't, but if you have to, you gotta go. You gotta go. Residents will still be permitted to travel to buy food, see a doctor, and help care for family. Now, visitors to the region will be permitted to go home. Residents can even take part in outdoor activities like walking or hiking, so long as they keep at least 6 feet of distance between themselves and others. So that's pretty weak. I mean, you're still able to get it. And they say that if somebody coughs, the safe zone is 6 feet. Yet that cough and the microbes in the micro droplets can hang in the air for hours. Like, oh my God, really? You're freaking stupid. Let's just do it and just keep everybody in their house. But that's just me. What do I know? But I was thinking earlier, how is mass transit affected? You know, they're trying to, well, and you still have plane travel, airline travel. So you still have people getting into airlines, coughing or whatever, spreading that germ around all over the place, and then getting out and going wherever. Stewardesses are under extreme danger or in extreme danger because of that. They're not allowed to wear any protection right now. So you won't see the stewardesses all masked up, eyes covered so that they don't get anything in their eyes, and gloves on. So that's kind of creepy. And finally, again, 6 of every 7 infections, 86%, were undetected in China before January's strict travel restrictions. No shit. Chinese didn't do stuff. I hope after we get done with all of this stuff that the world comes together and does something as far as spanking China for this bullshit, because they're going to do it again. If we don't punish them, they're going to do this again. And that's retarded. We can't have that. When invisible home is the best place to hide. Well, not if you're a flaming lefty liberal that has no firearms to protect yourself. Me? Yeah, home is the best place to be. I'm cool with that. I mean, I'm cool to shelter in place for 2 weeks. So, whatever. Alright, tubers. That's all I got for you now. We'll try to mix it up a little bit. Oh, you know what I saw on the way home? I have a dispensary that I go by every day on my way home. And there was a long line out in front of that thing for people waiting to get in to stock up on their weed. Not that I'm against that. Now, I totally can dig that. However, we're in Arizona right now is only a medical marijuana state. We're not a recreational marijuana state yet. We're really close. We've tried it for the last couple of times. I think 2020 is going to be the year. So we'll hope for that, because I think weed is way better than alcohol. All right, so that's it, folks. Jackhammer Mike, I am out.